My beloved brothers and sisters, we begin in the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. We send blessings and salutations upon our beloved Prophet Muhammad, his family, his companions, and all those who follow his path with sincerity. My beloved brothers and sisters, one of the greatest blessings we have in this life is knowing that Allah is always with us. No matter where we are, no matter what we are going through, Allah's presence surrounds us in ways we often don't even realize. You walk outside and feel the warmth of the sun on your skin. Who placed that sun in the sky? You take a deep breath and the air fills your lungs. Who made it possible for your body to function so perfectly? You see the stars at night twinkling in their beauty. Who keeps them in place without them crashing into one another? Many people ask, where is Allah? But the real question is, are we looking for Him? Are we recognizing His signs in our daily lives? When you wake up in the morning, did you ever think, who allowed my heart to beat while I was asleep? When you eat, do you reflect on how that food reached your plate? When you go through difficulty, do you realize that Allah is the one who will pull you through? The problem is not that Allah is distant, it's that we are distracted. We are so busy with our devices, our work, our social lives that we forget to pause and reflect. But the moment we truly open our hearts and recognize that Allah is present in every moment of our lives, that is when we begin to experience true peace. It is when we stop feeling lonely, when we stop feeling afraid, because we know that the one who created us is always near. My beloved brothers and sisters, life is full of ups and downs. Some days you feel strong, like you can take on anything. Other days you feel weak, lost, and overwhelmed. There are moments when the weight of the world feels unbearable, when no one seems to understand your pain, when your own thoughts become heavy and you wonder, is there any way out? But in those moments, remember, Allah is near. Allah tells us in the Quran, and we are closer to Him than His jugular vein. Surah Kahf 50:16. This means that before a tear even rolls down your cheek, Allah knows. Before you can even find the words to describe your struggles, Allah has already heard your heart's whispers. The people around you might not understand, they might judge you, they might turn away. But Allah never does. He knows what you are going through, and He's right there with you even when you feel alone. Think about a child who falls and gets hurt. What does he do? He runs to his mother because he knows she will comfort him, that she will pick him up and hold him. Now you imagine, the mercy of a mother is nothing compared to the mercy of Allah. If you turn into Him, He will never push you away. If you cry to Him, He will never ignore you. Sometimes Shaitan tries to trick us into thinking that because we have sinned, because we have made mistakes, Allah is far away from us. But the truth is, Allah's mercy is closer than we can ever imagine. The door to repentance is always open, no matter how far we think we've gone. The key is to never let go of that connection with Him. Because the moment you realize that Allah is near, your worries begin to fade. Your heart begins to heal, and you find peace in knowing that the one who controls everything is always by your side. My beloved brothers and sisters, faith is like a tree. It needs to be nurtured, it needs to be watered, and it needs to be protected from the storms of life. The more we are aware of Allah in our daily lives, the stronger our faith becomes. But the moment we stop remembering Him, the moment we become distant, our faith starts to weaken and we begin to feel lost. Look at how we take care of our worldly matters. If you want to do well in your studies, you revise daily. If you want to be fit, you exercise consistently. If you want to succeed in your career, you put in effort every day. So why is it that when it comes to our faith, we think it will stay strong without effort? Faith is not something we can set and forget. It needs continuous renewal, and the best way to strengthen it is through the awareness that Allah is always with us. Imagine you are in a room with security cameras everywhere. Would you dare to do something wrong? Would you lie, cheat, or hurt someone if you knew you were being recorded? Now, my brothers and sisters, understand that Allah is more watchful than any camera, more aware than any security guard. When this reality settles in your heart, it transforms the way you live. You start to worship not because you have to, but because you want to. You start making better choices, not out of fear of people, but out of love for Allah. Every act of worship becomes meaningful. Your salah is no longer just movements, it becomes a conversation with your Creator. Your du'as are no longer empty words, they become heartfelt cries that you know Allah hears. You begin to see His signs in everything, and the more you recognize Him, the more He strengthens your heart. And when your faith is strong, nothing shakes you. People's opinions don't break you. Hardship doesn't destroy you, and even when you fall, you know that Allah is right there, ready to lift you up again. That is the power of living with awareness of Allah. My beloved brothers and sisters, one of the greatest gifts we can give ourselves is to live a life filled with gratitude and purpose. Too often we focus on what we don't have, what we have lost, or what is missing in our lives. But if we take a moment to reflect, we will realize that we are drowning in the blessings of Allah, blessings that we did nothing to earn. The ability to see, to breathe, to wake up each morning. These are priceless gifts that we often take for granted. Allah tells us in the Quran, if you are grateful, I will surely increase you in favor. Surah Ibrahim 14 verse 7. This means that gratitude is not just about saying Alhamdulillah when things go our way, but also recognizing that every situation, good or bad, is part of Allah's plan for us. When we develop a mindset of gratitude, our hearts become lighter, our problems seem smaller, and we begin to find peace even in the midst of hardship. Gratitude is not just about words, it's about how we live. If we are grateful for our health, we use it wisely. We don't waste our bodies on things that displease Allah. If we are grateful for our wealth, we spend it in good causes, helping those in need. If we are grateful for our time, we don't waste it on meaningless things, but we use it to get closer to Allah, to spread kindness, to build something meaningful. And when gratitude is combined with purpose, life becomes beautiful. A believer does not wake up aimlessly, wandering through life without direction. A believer understands that every day is an opportunity to earn the pleasure of Allah, to leave behind a legacy of goodness, to help others, to make a difference. Whether it is through our character, our words, or our actions, we strive to be people who bring benefit to the world. When you live a life of gratitude and purpose, you stop chasing happiness in temporary things because you realize that true contentment comes from knowing that Allah is pleased with you. You begin to see every moment as an opportunity to grow, to improve, to serve, and the more you live with gratitude, the more Allah fills your heart with peace, contentment, and blessings beyond measure. My beloved brothers and sisters, one of the greatest protections against sin is the awareness that Allah is always watching. Imagine for a moment, if you knew that a security camera was recording your every move, would you still do something wrong? If you knew that your parents, your teacher, or your boss were watching you, would you still say or do something inappropriate? Now, think about this. Allah, the Lord of the worlds, sees everything, knows everything, and nothing escapes His knowledge. When we become conscious of Allah's presence, it changes the way we behave. We stop looking at things we shouldn't because we know Allah is watching. We stop speaking words that hurt others because we know Allah is listening. We stop going to places that displease Him because we know that no matter where we are, He is there. The moment this reality settles in our hearts, sin becomes harder to commit because we understand that we are never truly alone. Many times, Shaitan whispers to us, convincing us that nobody will find out, that nobody is watching. But the reality is, even if no human sees, even if the doors are locked, even if the lights are off, Allah sees. And not only does He see, but the angels are recording every action, every word, every thought. On the day of judgment, those very deeds will be presented before us. When we remember this, we begin to hold ourselves accountable, not because we fear people, but because we love and respect Allah. And avoiding sin is not just about fear, it is about love. When you truly love someone, you don't want to disappoint them. You don't want to break their trust. The more we love Allah, the more we strive to obey Him, to stay away from what displeases Him, and to live a life that earns His mercy. True taqwa is when you are alone, when no one is watching, and you still choose to do the right thing, because you know that Allah is with you. The beauty of avoiding sin is that every time you resist temptation, every time you say no to something haram, Allah rewards you. He replaces that moment of difficulty with something better, something more fulfilling. And even if we slip, even if we make mistakes, He is always ready to forgive as long as we turn back to Him with sincerity.